Moment to change over. So the first talk is from Laurence Ojo and Matthias Musbourget.
Hello, so we presented the Ilsas Plus project last year in Montreal, and now we are just doing, now we are just doing here a small feedback about this project, as the libraries are all using Koha in production now, and we will focus on the synchronization process. So the project is a Greek project in which 20 Greek academic universities migrated to Koha. So the first libraries went live in Koha in last December, and the last one in July. The specificity of this project is that we have a central Koha catalog and 20 local catalogs, one for each university, and that we have a synchronization of records and authorities between the central catalog and the local ones. So a few figures there about the amount of the quantity of authority on records. Due to the synchronization, we have in the central catalog more than 1.5 million items that are referring more than 30 million local items. Also, this project was managed by Biblibre and our Greek partner, Datalitech. So I will focus on the synchronization process. This process is done by a Koha plugin that was developed by Matthias. How it works? So from a local record, here the small record is a local record. From the Koha staff interface, you can synchronize your record with the central catalog. And you can also open the record directly in the central catalog in a new tab in your browser. From the central record, you can synchronize this record to the local catalogs. When you do this from the central catalog, you synchronize with all the Koha catalogs referred in an item in the central record. So what means the synchronization of the records? It means that the local record is created if it does not exist. The local record is updated if it already exists. The biblio number of the central record is copied in the local record in a 035 field. It's a key matching identifier between the records. The number of items present on the local record is reported in the item corresponding to the university in the central record. In the central record, we have only one item per university, so one item per local Koha. This item refers the number of items in the local record. Some of the items could be excluded from this account. So if in the local record we have withdrawn or lost items, they could be not counted for the reference in the central catalog. We have also synchronization profiles that allows the librarian to protect some local fields in the local record and to filter some fields coming from the central record. And also, what else? We add, when the synchronization occurs, we add the date of last synchronization in a mark field in the local record. So the synchronization can be done from the interface when cataloging the record per record, one at a time. And we can also do some batch synchronization from the interface, from a Koha list or by adding the biblio number in the field. This process is managed by the background jobs, so the result of the synchronization is displayed on the screen as result here, if it's successful or if we have some errors. With the batch synchronization from the interface, we can synchronize up to 100 records only. If we have more records to synchronize, there are some scripts that should be used in a command line. One can be run from the local catalog. So we can run the scripts on a batch of records identified either by a file of identifier biblio number or by SQL query, so criteria as a SQL query. And this will synchronize all the local records from the central records. And we can also run the batch from the central catalog. If it's run from the central catalog, then it will synchronize the records in all the local catalogs referred in the items of the concerned records. We developed also another script that is to automatically synchronize the bibliographic records in the central catalogs that have been updated when some update or merge are done in the linked authorities. So, in this way, all the modified authorities and the corresponding records are updated in all the local catalogs as well. To check the synchronization, we can have a look at the tool, the log viewer tool in Koha interface, as all the actions are registered in the action logs tab. So we can choose the cataloging module and the authority module and search, because it's easier, info like sync. And then here it's a result in a local catalog. We have the modification or creation, if any, done on the authorities or on the records with the reference of the identifier coming from the central. We can also use SQL reports to have statistics or information about the synchronizations, namely to have the list of the last synchronized records, as we have the date of last synchronization in the mark field of the local record. And we can also write some SQL queries on the action logs table to have also here the results of a synchronization done in the central catalog, done from the central catalog. So, and we know here to which Koha the synchronization has been done regarding the biblio number or authorities here. Around the synchronization process, we also developed another Koha plugin named Ilsas account plugin that allows a librarian from the central catalog to request an account that allows a librarian from the local catalog to request an account in the central catalog. The account is created via the REST API of Koha as a pre-registration account. So, account that should be then validated in the central catalog. We implemented SSO for the authentication either for the local catalog and for the central catalog. So, the librarian does not have to connect again to access the central catalog. And also, there is kind of workflow of validation of the records in the central catalog that was configured using the record source in Koha without using them as record source, but workflow statuses such as needs validation or records OK. That means that catalogers can create a record in a statute needing validation and then can update the record. And when the record is validated, then it's locked. And we also developed some processes and scripts to integrate a new Koha library. If a new Koha library would like to integrate this mechanism of synchronization with the central catalog of the Ilsas project, then we have a process to check how are the new records, how are they going to match with the central catalog, how are we going to add in the future local records, the identifier of the central catalog, etc. So we have described and we have the tools for this process as well. And that's it. Thank you.